Good morning, my friends. Liberty Garden, April 7th. In pursuit of the garden. Another day at the garden. Anyway, today I am transplanting comfrey. There you go, little pest. He's still alive right there. There you go. There you go. Good and gone. Anyway, today I'm transplanting comfrey. Comfrey. A very interesting plant. I first planted comfrey here, and it took over this bed. Comfrey, and I just took one big plant here of comfrey, and I transplanted it to this container here. I also have comfrey at the root of my pear tree over here. Okay. Now there's two kinds of comfreys. Balking 14, which is Russian comfrey, and true comfrey. Some call it American comfrey. Anyway, the Russian is inferior to the American comfrey. No, just kidding, guys. The main difference is that the Balking 14 or the Russian comfrey does not spread through seed. It still runs underneath the soil, and it'll pop up in other places. But people who don't want the plant invading other parts of the garden, they simply put it in a pot. Okay. Now, true comfrey is spread by seed and through the running of the root, which is what I have here. So as you can see, the comfrey has run from here all the way over there. That plant over there I just planted it by itself. It dies in winter, but it comes back vigorously in spring. So once you have it, it's not going away. Now, comfrey, people attribute a lot of medicinal purposes to comfrey. The main thing people attribute to comfrey is that it's a great medicinal plant for healing wounds. So good that if you have a deep gash, they recommend against putting comfrey leaves on your wound, because it'll heal so quickly that if you have any trapped bacteria or debris in your wound, you may heal over it and cause an infection. But it does have the quality of healing scrapes and stuff like that very quickly. People use it as fodder. Goats, sheep, cattle, they love it. Another thing people use comfrey for, which is very, very good, because it's got a very deep root and it tends to bring out minerals from the soil and accumulate them in its leaves. It's basically a mineral accumulator, so people will cut it down, chop and drop, what they call chop and drop, and they just let it fertilize trees, like at the foot of that tree over there where I have it. And other people will cut the leaves and put them with water and let them ferment and aerate it, and then you make it into a compost tea. So there's a lot of things that people attribute to comfrey. I don't really do much of that. I just like it because it has nice pretty flowers. It's a good pollinator, so I keep it in the garden. But it's invading one of my beds where I usually plant my patty pan squash, so I'm going to transplant it. And this is real hardy. I mean, what a lot of people, what they do, and here's a little business idea for anybody interested, they cut the little roots, little chunks of roots, little pieces like that, put them in a little cup, and the plant will come out and they'll sell it. So it's tough. It'll come back and back again and back again. So what I'm doing right now, I'm taking out these plants here with a shovel. I just put a hole in it, take it out. I'm sure I'm leaving a lot of roots in there, and it'll come back up again. And I'm going to clear the space to plant my patty pan squasher. But anyway, folks, I thought I'd share this with you. Comfrey, it's a good plant.